Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. Along with Greg Anthony, Brent Berry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan from Portland, Oregon. Happy to have you with us here in the home of the TrailBlazers. And, of course, Keldon Johnson. Team moving on here without him.
And as shocked as people are that they would trade away a player of his caliber, they didn't just let him go for nothing. I mean, they got a lot in return. I think it's a deal that's going to really help them down the road.
Now here's Henderson. Devin Booker missing his last shot. Back to Henderson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Markkanen. Nails the baby hook. Markkanen's got the game going here with the first basket for the TrailBlazers. And you think about the future of this great league, certainly, Greg, some terrific young talent on display here tonight.
Yeah, and Kevin, who's got next? I mean, some gifted players here answering in the affirmative.
And here's Henderson. He'll bring it up for Portland. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Hits the three-point bomb.
And so good off the bounce. Edwards working on his shot off the catch, and it is paying off.
Here's Song. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Shoots over Markkanen. And Pirtle pulls it down. And here's Henderson. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Pirtle's shot is off. David Aldridge had a chance to catch up with head coach Chauncey Billups. Dave, what do you have to say?
His team's focus is trying to slow down Devin Booker. He said the thing with Devin is that he's not just an ISO scorer. They run a lot of actions for him, so we have to do our best to chase him around, and his rotations have to be on point. It's going to take all 5 guys to try and stop him. Guys?
All right, David, thanks.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Carter with the screen. And out of bounds as the TrailBlazers gain possession. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Hey, Brent, what's one area where we really see these Portland TrailBlazers excel?
Well, they're great on the offensive glass. They have presence on the inside. They have a ton of focus on just collecting rebounds. So great at retrieving those misses.
Now, Booker, after Lowry Markkanen misses from long range to the inside. And another turnover here by Detroit. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Henderson outside. In the corner, Middleton with it. They grab their own miss. Out to Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Flying high, Anthony Edwards, ladies and gents, cleared for takeoff.
Pass to Booker. No good off the front iron.
Well, maybe not the best shot against that kind of defense, but he still has the ability to knock that kind of shot down.
Picked by Markkanen. Oh!
Yeah. Oh, man, Scoot Henderson, an elite leaper.
Now, Booker, with an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. 3-on-3. And finished off by Edwards.
And right now, they're just focused on putting together good possession.
That's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and the game is fully in their control.
And so, it's Detroit with it. Portland making their last shot. At the elbow, it's Cunningham. Kicks it out to Booker. Looking for Markkanen. He gets it there. Now here's Edwards. He's got 7. Pass to Markkanen. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Cade Cunningham.
And what I love about Markkanen, he takes care of the basketball, and that's a result of being patient, playing smart, and just generally getting his points within the flow of the offense.
Makes it pretty tough on the defense. Who you're going to pick to send to the free throw line? He's hitting the free throws right now. Form looks good.
It's good from long range. Booker's got 5 points so far.
So good at finishing around the gaps in the defense, and when Booker gets into space, he's going to let it fly.
And we've got a timeout called by Chauncey Billups. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Portland leading by 8. Nembhard with it. Outside Edwards. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Now here's Cunningham. Nothing on the board. Jones, no one around him. Good. A nice assist from Booker.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Here's Nembhard. Outside Williams. Edwards inside. The kick out to Williams. 5 on the clock. Kispert with the bucket.
Mano. This is where it can get a little personal.
Yeah, again, you can't take this too far to make it too selfish, but that exchange, that's fun to watch.
Now here's Booker. They swipe it. And Edwards with a clear path to the basket. And Edwards with the stop.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. You know who that was.
And it's good, 2 points.
And the confidence growing from this young guard, Cunningham, dropping in the jumper.
Now Nembhard. It's Edwards on the wing. And here's Cunningham to the middle.
Oh, man. Fans love that. Listen to that. I love that sound in the arena. Well, there are a myriad of reasons why Cade Cunningham went first overall in the draft, but his incredible passing is certainly at the top of the list.
Oh, here's Edwards. 9 points in the game so far. Richards, no good.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
Here's Booker. He has 5. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And now it's just a 4-point Trailblazer lead.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. So both teams changing it up here. Here's George.
Substitution on the court. 2 minutes remaining in the first.
It's Edwards on the wing. A 3-pointer, no good.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Pass to Trent. .141 left in the first quarter. Here's Jones. Portland grabs the miss. Now, here's George. Here is Edwards. Fires the 3. And it's Bona with the rebound. On the wing, Wiggins shoots the 3. Stolen by Kispert. Pass to Richards. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Now here's Jones. He averages about 5 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Tries again. And it's Jones laying it in. Jones has got 5 points so far.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Outside Williams. Pass to Edwards. Lets it go from deep. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
It's simple, guys. Keep getting Edwards the ball and just let it go.
And J.B. Bickerstaff has called a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Pistons trailed by 7. Ivy with it, still without a basket. Driving inside. And slam dunk by Ivy.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for Portland. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. And we've got
Pistons 18.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Trailblazers.
I mean, they've come out aggressive defensively, getting into them and coming up with some cookies along the way.
Sometimes the offense can be keyed by just quick possession. So you get a steal, you can get out in transition. They seem to be very focused on that end of the floor.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in, build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Devin Booker is a 3-level scoring threat. He said, I'm just reading coverages and taking what the defense gives me. That's a mid-range jumper, which analytically people say isn't the highest percentage shot. But for myself, it's a good one. I've shot it pretty much my whole life. Kevin?
And David, doesn't it show? Wow, he is something else. Hey, thank you. Pass to Bona. Kicks it out to Booker. Here's Bona. And Chris Middleton pulls it down. Down low. Here's Markkanen. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. And now an 11-point Portland lead.
Combine Markkanen's size and that soft touch. It makes him a constant threat inside the painted area. That's why they call him the finisher.
Back to Jones. Pistons passing it around. Wiggins outside. From about 19 feet, Cunningham's shot is off. TrailBlazers leading by 11.
And what strikes me about Cade Cunningham is he's still growing. He's still capable of doing more on the floor. And he has the work ethic and attitude to make those improvements and become a real factor on the floor.
Here's Pirtle. And it's blocked. And now here comes Jones leading the break. Pass to Bona. Now Cunningham. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Wiggins with it. Trying to get something going.
On defense, Pirtle makes the most of that great frame he has, using every inch of his height to shut you down.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Here's Markkanen. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Markkanen's got the lead up to 13 now for the TrailBlazers. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Cunningham for three. Buries the long-range jumper. Cunningham's got 5 points so far. And we've got a timeout called by Chauncey Billups. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Detroit making a switch. And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Henderson looking it over. Outside, Markkanen. Just 5 on the clock. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. And so Booker will bring it up for Detroit. It's a 10-point game. There's the pick. Shoots over Nembhard. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Fast break. Here come the TrailBlazers. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. And that one's good by Henderson. He's got 6.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Cunningham right side. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
But tried by Henderson. The shot by Middleton, wide open. Bangs home the trifecta. And the TrailBlazers lead by 15. Booker outside. Pass to Cunningham. Now Sarr. Lock at 6. The high post shot. Portland grabs the miss.
Maybe there are ways to contribute that don't involve shooting the basketball. That's the best way that maybe he can help them out trying to win this game.
Outside, Markkanen. And Nembhard has it in the corner. No good from outside.
I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
Here's Cunningham. He's got 5. The 3. And again, Cunningham missing.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
Here's Markkanen, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way.
Now done. Pass to Ivy. Six to shoot. Here's Sarr. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. And while the offense is developing, Alex Sarr is already a huge presence at the defensive end.
Yeah, along with being a great rim protector, he's a 7-footer who can really slide his feet on the perimeter. He can switch on the guards and make them work for their opportunities.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Pass to Sarr. Detroit, no good that time either.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Henderson outside. Outside Edwards. Those three-pointers off the mark. Pistons trailed by 18. And here's Carter. Williams with the block. It's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. Ivy, no one around him. Detroit, no good that time either. The TrailBlazers on offense. They're on a 16-3 run right now. And here's Henderson. 6 points for him. Outside Edwards. Clock at 4. For the 3. Rebound by the Pistons.
Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter.
Now, here's Hart. He has yet to score. Pass to Ivy. Sarr with it. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Remember when big men shooting threes were as rare as Sasquatch, and now those big guys are everywhere.
And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Both teams deciding to change it up. Portland leading by 15. Edwards with it. 12 points for him. Pass to Kispert. Wants to get it to Edwards and does. And it's blocked.
Good awareness from Hart. He interferes at the right moment.
Here is Edwards. And he's currently averaging more than 26 points a game. Such a force. Floats one up. He lays it in. Edwards got 14 points for the game.
When a player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard him and where your point of commitment is.
Pass to Hart. Misses the 3.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Here's Henderson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
High motor type of player. Henderson fighting to the nail down low.
The TrailBlazers shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. So he gets them both. Pistons trailed by 19. 1:35 left here in the second. Outside, Jones. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. He has 7.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
Here's Henderson. He's got 8. Pass to Edwards. Now Richards. It's stolen by Jones. Here's Dunn. That's in, coming off an assist from Jones.
3.
Dunn's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Williams a screen. Henderson attacking. And then Henderson with the jam.
Explosive in every way. The quick first step, and then you see the hop.
Now Ivy. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game.
And cutting into the lead with the big one-hand throwdown.
That's how you get your team back into it. Knocked loose and stolen by Dunn. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Jones, no luck. And so Edwards will bring it up for the Portland TrailBlazers. They host the Spurs after this one. With 4 seconds on the clock, count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And so it's Portland. Their lead at 15 going into the break. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And we'll be back with you shortly. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. TrailBlazers leading by 15. Middleton outside. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Pirtle. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Wendell Carter.
Pirtle's frame is thin, but he is a physical big man, one who's good at getting the D to be overly aggressive inside.
For Jakob Pirtle, his parents paved the way for him to become a professional athlete. And I'd say Brent did a good job.
Well, it's a good point, Kevin. They were doing some blocking of their own, just not basketballs like Jakob does. Both of his parents, members of the Austrian national volleyball teams, and building some roofs on some people trying to put down a few slams.
And here's Henderson. Outside Edwards. Drains the three-pointer. Edwards got 20.
And you have to stay up on Edwards out there, which is dangerous because he's so good at going right around.
The Pistons working the ball around now. Dunn attacking. Williams with the block.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Just an excellent feel for the game. Scoot Henderson understands how offense is played.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Wiggins outside. Screen by Adams. Takes a three. And that one's good. Wiggins has got himself on the board with 3 there.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Out to Edwards. Offensive rebound. Here's Williams. That one wide left. Pistons trail by 16. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Pass to Carter. Back to Ivy. And Carter now, top of the key. Screen by Adams. Inside. And they'll turn it over. Did not get off his shot. 24-second violation. And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. A different look here for Detroit.
Substitution on the court.
TrailBlazers leading by 16. Now here's Henderson. He's got 10. Middleton outside. Nine feet out. And Sarr pulls it down. Pistons trail by 16. Pass to Booker. Cunningham with it. He's got 5. Great D that time for Middleton.
That's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
The kick out to Cunningham. It's up a 3. The rebound by Richards. And so Henderson will bring it up for the Portland TrailBlazers. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Pick by Williams. Pass to Nembhard. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. Nembhard's got his first 3 points of the game.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Near the 3-point line, it's Booker. Rebound by the TrailBlazers.
Well, he's a guy that count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
And he lobs it up toward the rim. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And Henderson just dropping an absolute dime there. Good to see him seeking out a teammate.
Pass to Cunningham. Kicks it out to Booker. Now here's Hart. Offensive struggles continue, missing again.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Henderson. The kick out to Williams. And again, it's the TrailBlazers from deep.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Cunningham for 3.
Fantastic defense from Middleton. He knows his team expects him to play with that kind of force there.
Number 5, Anthony Edwards.
Here's Booker. He's got 7. And that one's good. Bona.
Really heads up there. A play where you locate the best open pass and then you get it there for an easy bucket.
And we've got a timeout called by Chauncey Billups. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. TrailBlazers leading by 22. Now, Nemhard. Pass to Richards. And that one is hammered home.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. They set the pick. Here's Cunningham. It's Hart on the wing. Second chance shot. Here's Bona. It's hauled in by the TrailBlazers.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
For three, Edwards buries it from three-point range. Edwards got 8 points in the quarter.
And we are seeing tonight why Edwards was selected first overall. Anthony has a special ability to score.
Hart, no good. And they are really racking up the assists in this one.
And their team chemistry is evident. These guys enjoy playing with one another.
Here's Edwards. No good there off the double clutch. And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. The Pistons making a change here. They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
Here's Markkanen. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
And Markkanen has really found a great flow. The defense hasn't had an answer for it.
Cunningham outside. Booker. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. And here's George. Still yet to score. Pass to Markkanen. To the paint. Here's Kispert. And Jones sends it back. Cunningham outside. And the three ball is good. Cunningham's got 8 points.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
And here is Markkanen, defended by Jones. Markkanen, good. 17 points in the game.
He's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
Pass to Cunningham. Fires from deep. Rebound by Kispert.
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
Outside, Markkanen. They set the screen. Over Jones. And it's Devin Booker with the rebound. And so Booker will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Cunningham's shot is off.
And he has been ice cold from beyond the arc here since halftime, and he continues yet to fire away. He has got to tone it down if he wants to help his team.
Pass to Kispert. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Got to hold firm or you're going to get a call.
Here's Hart. Now here's Cunningham. 8 points for him. George with the ball. Screen by Pirtle. To the inside. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cunningham.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the
TrailBlazers 73. The Pistons.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So it's the Pistons now. Booker looking around. Shoots over Nembhard. Here's Adams. Here's Jones. Some solid defense from Pirtle. Here's George. GA, what effect do you think the rule to limit flopping has had since it was put into place in the NBA?
Well, I do think we're seeing less theatrics. And there were fines before, but a flop now might impact the game itself. So I'd say it's been a bit of a deterrent.
Now, Nembhard. Picked by Markkanen. There's the drive. Just 3 to shoot. Knocks down the 3-ball. Markkanen's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the TrailBlazers. Cunningham up top. There's the triple. Detroit, no good that time either.
I think if I was coaching these guys right now, especially him, I'd tell him, you take one more three-point shot, and we're going to have some conversations here side by side.
And now to the Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who has an update for us on Anthony Edwards. What's the news there, Dave?
Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for the TrailBlazers. He told me it's a sprained ankle. Of course, those can be tricky. It's tough news for the momentum of the team at this stage of the season. That's all we've got from now. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Hopefully everything works out for him. Sinks the three-pointer.
3-point.
The D has done a very poor job at contesting him from outside, guys. He's tearing into them right now, and they cannot stop him.
Back to Nembhard. Markkanen looking it over. And Adams sends it back.
Well, he can be intimidating. Steven Adams, such a big frame down there, and great timing on that block.
Here's Markkanen. Again, the TrailBlazers score. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Booker outside. Pass to Adams. Good. And a nice assist from Booker.
Well, Adams, with that kind of positioning so deep inside, he becomes a force down low.
Nembhard with it. And here is Kispert. Offensive rebound. Here's Pirtle. Off target at the rim.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
Cunningham right side. Can't hit from 12. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
George with the ball. Now defended by Cunningham. Pass to Kispert. Now here's Markkanen. Detroit with the rebound. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. You know, Brent, Josh Hart has been a contributor at the many stops in his NBA career.
Sometimes you have to wait to find your home, Kevin. That's been the case for Josh, but he has always contributed to winning, and now he's locked into this role where he is flourishing. This guy has all the tools to go out there and do little things every night that help your team be in a position to win games.
for the Pistons.
To your Blazer dancers.
Detroit with the ball. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Kicks it out to Wiggins. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Middleton outside. Shoots it up. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
Middleton only takes a second to get that shot off. Such a good catch-and-shoot game.
Down low. Taken away by Williams. They push it up 4 on 3. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
And here's Trent outside. And here's Anderson. He'll bring it up for the TrailBlazers. In the corner, Middleton with it. The NBA has always been a star-driven league, Greg, and that's reflected in team strategies now more than ever before.
It is. All over the league, teams now building their systems around their stars, surrounding them with complementary players and running the offense through them as much as possible.
Taken away. And here we go. Fast break. Sar's got it. Here's Trent. Makes it off the glass.
Those interior passes can be dangerous sometimes, but if the timing is good and you execute it there, you can get easy hoops.
And here's Henderson. Outside, George. Pass to Williams. Middleton on the wing. Shot clock at 6. The kick out to Williams. Offensive rebound. On the wing, Williams. From outside, off the mark. Sar with it. Now Henderson defending. Got that bucket in no time at all. And 11 points for Jaden Ivey.
Oh, how about the quick thinking by Ivey? I love when he goes right at it with the shot.
Over in the corner, Williams. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the 3-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Inside, Williams with the steal. On the wing, George. Greg, a lot of parity around the NBA. You think fans like that?
It's a great question, Kevin. And there are trade-offs, but as a league, you've got to foster competition and live with the results. And the reality is, it doesn't feel better when there are more teams that have a legitimate chance to win it all.
Clock at 6. Here's Trent. Rebound by the TrailBlazers. Now here's Henderson. He takes it in. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, Scoot's got great upside, but the next step for him, the evident one here, is just shooting higher percentages and scoring with more consistency.
And so he hits both. And you think about rookies coming into the NBA, it seems, Brent, that veterans are a little bit easier on the rookies now than they were in the past.
I think we romanticize, Kevin, a lot of those stories that we heard from the old days about veteran players giving it to the younger players. And certainly that's going to happen, especially at the beginning of the season. But these guys have known each other for a long time, and these friendships and bonds have started from years ago. So a little bit less and less, but it's still fun to poke at the rookies just a little bit.
And how about the effort by Carter? Always lurking there on the offensive glass.
Henderson for 3. The kick out to Williams. TrailBlazers moving the ball around. Here's Henderson. For three, Middleton. Now a timeout called by Detroit. Every team eventually goes through a coaching change, Brent, and how jarring is that when it happens, for instance, in midseason?
Well, Kevin, it can be pretty devastating for some teams, but for other teams, that change could be refreshing. And a lot of times, if the coach has had a longer tenure with the team, you can feel like a fish out of water with a new voice coming in.
Both teams will make substitutions.
Substitution on the court.
Now, Ivy.
Two minutes in the game. 2 minutes.
There's 1:59 left in the fourth quarter. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession.
Blazers ball.
We've got 1:55 left in the game. Here's Henderson. And Henderson throws it down hard.
And that's a good example of Henderson's strength and determination.
Henderson.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Portland.
And guys, how about the unselfishness and all about working that ball around, shifting the defense, and just seeking out the best shot.
And there's another thing going on right now for them that has to get their confidence up, and that's the three ball. I mean, it's been falling for them, and they're locked in, and with that outside shot going, that's a big difference maker.
Pass to Kispert. From past the arc. Carter pulls it in. Detroit with the ball.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the TrailBlazers.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Lauri Markkanen.
You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Pass to Kispert. There's a screen. 5 to shoot. And it's off from three-point range. Ivy with it. Carter outside. Now here's Adams. Henderson defending. Here's Iguodala.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Rates up for the princess. But bullshit me, she freaking Dalai Lama, don't you cool it in November? She get hotter than a sauna. Take a trip out to Japan and I Donna Benihana. I'm the new hip hop Madonna. I'm the new hip hop Madonna. I'm the Grace Jones. I don't know what type of they own. I'm like Carrie Bradshaw with a back brace on. I've been carrying you now for way too long. I'm a black stack. All beef gets smoked. boats. I'm a real fly, you and coach. I'm a real very close. She was talking on the net, she wanna approach though. I got these, you a ghost. You a Dolce stand on a post. Suck it up, stand up, say the with your chest. You rocking over bones, I got digits to fetch. I can't do pictures, I'm too busy, I don't deal with the press. You the type to leave it broke, impressed. You look a mess, broke, got you looking real stressed. These broke, think or fetch. Stay up, stay woke, stay blessed. You need to wake up, get your in my makeup, get your fake love, fake tough. Put your up for the princess. Rates up, jigs up, put your up, get your put your love. That's tough. Pay up, get your rates up for the princess. Money in my hands, I'm in Gucci in a bonnet spinning bands. I got haters, I got fans, I got stands in the stands. Do they love her or they hate her? Either way they spinning bands. I could really give a, I could really give a long as you know what's up. It's Dolce, Miss D-O-E, Don Dada. You notice me. They like Dolce, you the Lulu, you a loose screw. She really giving in a voodoo. She swapped the old boy, say no. She, while she watching Hulu.